Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen, and enjoy my stories every day. I push open the glass doors of the new office building, taking in the sterile smell of fresh paint and new carpet. The receptionist at the front desk, a perky young woman with blonde hair tied in a tight bun, gives me a cheerful smile. "Good morning. You must be Jake Harrison. Welcome to Megatech Industries." "Thank you," I reply, trying to match her enthusiasm with a smile of my own. "I'm excited to be here." She hands me a visitor badge and points down a corridor. "Your orientation is in conference room B, just down that hall. Someone will meet you there." With a nod, I take the badge and clip it to my shirt pocket, making my way down the corridor. The walls are lined with framed photographs of company events and achievements, showcasing the vibrant and bustling culture of the place. My nerves buzz with a mix of excitement and apprehension. Starting a new job always comes with its own set of uncertainties. As I turn a corner, I see a door slightly ajar with a nameplate that reads, "Conference Room B." But before I enter, a sudden urge for a quick restroom break overcomes me. I spot a door marked, "Restrooms," at the end of the hallway and make a beeline for it. As I approach, I realize I've taken a wrong turn and ended up near the executive offices. Confused but curious, I glance around, hoping to find someone to point me in the right direction. My attention is caught by a door slightly ajar on my left. The nameplate reads, "Michael Lawson, Vice President." I shouldn't, I think, but something compels me to peek inside. Perhaps it's the unfamiliarity of the place, or maybe it's the sheer audacity of finding myself here on my first day. I push the door open a bit wider and freeze. There, sprawled on the sleek mahogany desk, is my wife, Laura. Completely naked, her auburn hair cascading down her shoulders, she's wrapped around a man in a suit, Michael Lawson, if the nameplate is anything to go by. My heart pounds in my chest, and I feel the world spin around me. "Laura." I gasp, my voice barely more than a whisper. But it's enough. Her head snaps up, eyes wide with shock. "Jake! What are you doing here?" "What am I doing here?" I echo, my voice rising. "What are you doing here?" Michael Lawson hastily pulls away, grabbing for his discarded clothes. "This isn't what it looks like," he stammers. "Save it," I snarl, my anger boiling over. "How long has this been going on?" Laura scrambles to cover herself, her face a mix of fear and guilt. "Jake, I can explain." "Explain? Explain what, Laura?" "That you've been cheating on me. That you've been using this job as an excuse to." "Jake, please," she pleads, tears welling up in her eyes. "It's not like that." "Then what is it like?" I demand, my fists clenched at my sides. "Why won't you quit this job?" "Is this why?" "Because you're screwing your boss." "Jake, calm down," Michael interjects, trying to sound authoritative but failing miserably. "We can sort this out." "Sort this out?" I laugh bitterly. "There's nothing to sort out. It's over." I turn on my heel and storm out of the office, my mind racing. The betrayal cuts deep, a wound that throbs with every step I take. I can hear Laura calling after me, but I don't stop. I can't. I need to get out of here. I burst through the doors and into the parking lot, the cold air hitting my face like a slap. I fumble for my car keys, my hands shaking with rage. Once inside the car, I grip the steering wheel, trying to steady my breathing. The realization hits me hard, my wife, the woman I've loved and trusted, has been unfaithful. The job she refused to quit, the late nights, the distant behavior, it all makes sense now. She was having an affair with her boss. I drive aimlessly for a while, my thoughts a chaotic mess. How could she do this to me? To us? The pain and anger are overwhelming, but amidst the turmoil, a dark resolve begins to form. I won't let her get away with this. She's ruined our marriage, and now, I'm going to ruin her career. The rest of the day is a blur. I call in sick, not ready to face anyone or explain why I'm not at the new job I was so excited about. I need time to think, to plan my next move. By the time I get home, I have a plan in mind. I'm going to gather evidence of the affair, something undeniable that will not only expose Laura but also damage Michael Lawson's reputation. I start by digging through Laura's emails and messages, looking for anything that could serve as proof. The more I find, the angrier I get. Their affair has been going on for months, right under my nose. The next few days are spent in a haze of betrayal and determination. I collect photos, print emails, and compile everything into a neat little package. It's almost too easy. They've been careless, leaving a trail of evidence for anyone who bothered to look. Once I have everything I need, I send an anonymous tip to the company's HR department. I know it won't take long for the scandal to blow up, for Laura and Michael to face the consequences of their actions. And when it does, I'll be there to watch it all unfold. The divorce papers are the final nail in the coffin. I serve them to Laura one evening, watching as the color drains from her face. She tries to apologize, to beg for forgiveness, but I'm beyond that. The woman I loved is gone, replaced by someone I no longer recognize. I never want to see you again, I tell her, my voice cold and unyielding. We're done. And with that, I walk away, leaving the wreckage of our marriage behind. The future is uncertain, but one thing is clear, I'm better off without her. As I close the door on this chapter of my life, I feel a strange sense of relief. The nightmare is over, and a new beginning awaits. The morning air is brisk as I make my way into the office of Megatech Industries, a place that feels both familiar and alien after last week's chaos. The whispers and sidelong glances from coworkers are palpable, buzzing in the air like static electricity. I can sense the curiosity and the pity, the judgments hanging on every stare. No one knows the full story, but rumors travel faster than truth in a corporate environment. I step into the elevator, pressing the button for the third floor where my new office awaits. My thoughts are consumed by the fallout of my actions, the ripple effect that I've set in motion. In the space of a few days, the anonymous tip has turned Megatech upside down. Michael Lawson is on indefinite leave pending an investigation, and Laura, well, she hasn't shown her face at work since. Jake. The voice pulls me from my thoughts. It's David, my new manager, a tall man with a warm smile and a no-nonsense attitude. His broad shoulders and confident demeanor exude a sense of authority that commands respect. David, good morning, I reply, attempting a smile. How are you settling in? He asks as the elevator doors slide shut, enclosing us in a private moment. It's been a bit chaotic, I admit, my voice tinged with a mixture of exhaustion and wariness. I heard about what happened, David says, his tone gentle yet probing. It's a tough situation. If you need time off or anything. No, I interrupt, shaking my head. I need to be here. Work helps keep my mind off things. He nods, understanding etched in his expression. Just know we're here for you. If you ever want to talk, my door's always open. I appreciate the offer, but words feel hollow when actions have spoken so loudly. I nod back, grateful for the support yet eager to escape the confines of the elevator and the scrutiny of well-meaning colleagues. We part ways, and I head to my office, a small but functional space filled with stacks of paperwork and a sleek computer monitor. I'm eager to lose myself in the tasks ahead, to drown out the noise of my personal life with the steady rhythm of productivity. As I settle into my chair, my phone buzzes on the desk. It's a message from Laura. I hesitate before opening it, unsure if I'm ready to face whatever she has to say. Laura, can we meet? Just to talk. Please. I stare at the screen, a storm of emotions swirling within me. Part of me wants to ignore her plea, to sever all ties and move on. But another part, the part that once loved her deeply, hesitates. Maybe there are things that need to be said, closure that needs to be found. With a sigh, I type a response. We can meet after work. The park near our old apartment. 6 p.m. The decision made, I place the phone face down, determined to focus on the tasks at hand. Work has always been my refuge, a place where I can find some semblance of control. The day passes in a blur of meetings and emails, each task a welcome distraction from the turmoil of my personal life. By the time 6 p.m. rolls around, I find myself standing in the park, a quiet oasis amidst the bustle of the city. The evening sun casts long shadows across the grass, and a gentle breeze rustles the leaves of the nearby trees. Laura arrives a few minutes later, her expression a mixture of apprehension and hope. She's dressed casually, her auburn hair pulled back in a loose ponytail. For a moment, I'm struck by a pang of nostalgia, a reminder of the good times we once shared. "Jake," she says softly, approaching with hesitant steps. "Laura," I reply, keeping my tone neutral. "What do you want to talk about?" She hesitates, wringing her hands together. "I'm sorry, Jake. I'm so sorry for everything. I know I messed up, and I don't expect you to forgive me, but I needed to tell you that face to face." Her apology, though sincere, feels like too little, too late. I nod, acknowledging her words but not letting them sway me. "I appreciate the apology, but we're past that point, Laura. You made your choices." "I know," she whispers, tears brimming in her eyes. "I was selfish and stupid, and I hurt the one person who's always been there for me. I don't expect you to take me back, but I want you to know that I'm working on fixing myself." Her words hang in the air, a confession of regret and a plea for understanding. For a moment, I'm silent, weighing my response carefully. "I hope you do, Laura. I really do. But I can't be part of that journey anymore. We're done." She nods, a single tear sliding down her cheek. "I understand. Thank you for meeting with me." With that, she turns to leave, her footsteps echoing softly on the path. I watch her go, a mix of sadness and relief washing over me. The chapter with Laura is finally closed, and though the pain remains, there's a sense of liberation in letting go. As I head back to my car, my phone buzzes once more. It's a message from an unknown number. "Unknown, meet me at the coffee house on 5th Avenue tomorrow at 10 a.m. I have information about Michael Lawson you'll want to hear." My heart skips a beat, curiosity piqued by the cryptic message. Who is this person, and what could they possibly know about Michael? The intrigue is impossible to resist, a new thread unraveling in the complex tapestry of events. With a sense of anticipation and a determination to uncover the truth, I make my way home, my thoughts swirling with possibilities. Tomorrow promises new revelations, and I'm ready to face whatever comes next. The next morning, I find myself at the coffee house on 5th Avenue, a quaint little cafe with an inviting aroma of freshly brewed coffee. The place is bustling with morning patrons, each engrossed in their own world. I glance around, searching for the mysterious informant. A woman in a sharp business suit catches my eye, her short black hair framing a face that radiates confidence and intelligence. She waves me over to her table. "You must be Jake," she says as I approach, her voice smooth and assured. "I'm Emily. Emily Chen." "Nice to meet you," I reply, taking a seat across from her. "You said you have information about Michael Lawson." She nods, leaning forward with a conspiratorial air. "I work in HR at Megatech. I've seen the files, the complaints. Michael has been involved in several unethical dealings, and it's not just about the affair with your wife." Her words pique my interest, my mind racing with possibilities. What kind of dealings? Corporate espionage, she replies, her eyes gleaming with a mix of excitement and caution. He's been leaking company secrets to competitors, covering his tracks with fake reports and embezzling funds. The revelation hits me like a punch to the gut. I knew Michael was a sleazebag, but this is beyond anything I imagined. Why are you telling me this? Because I need your help, Emily says, her expression earnest. I can't take him down alone. But with your testimony and the evidence you've gathered, we can expose him and bring him to justice. The idea is tantalizing, a chance not only to right the wrongs done to me but to take down a corrupt man who's been exploiting the company. I nod, a sense of purpose igniting within me. I'm in. Tell me what I need to do. Together, we hatch a plan, a careful strategy to gather more evidence and present it to the board of directors. As we talk, a sense of camaraderie forms between us, an alliance forged in the fires of adversity. With renewed determination, I leave the cafe, ready to embark on this new mission. The road ahead is fraught with challenges, but for the first time in weeks, I feel a sense of hope, a belief that justice will prevail. The past may be painful, but the future holds the promise of redemption, and I'm ready to seize it with both hands. The afternoon sun filters through the blinds of my office, casting stripes of light across the desk. I sit there, a thick folder of evidence open before me, my heart pounding with a mix of adrenaline and anticipation. It's the culmination of days of work with Emily, and now, we're ready to confront the beast that is Michael Lawson. I glance at the clock. It's almost time for the meeting with the board of directors. Emily and I have meticulously gathered everything we need: emails, financial statements, and witness testimonies that paint a damning picture of Michael's dealings. I take a deep breath, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. Just then, a knock on the door interrupts my thoughts. It's David, my manager, his expression serious yet supportive. "Jake," he says, stepping inside. "Are you ready for this?" "As ready as I'll ever be," I reply, closing the folder and standing up. "This is big, David. It's going to shake things up around here." He nods, his gaze steady. "I've heard whispers about Michael's activities, but nothing concrete. If what you have is real, this could change everything." "It's real," I assure him. "And it's time the board knew." Together, we walk down the corridor, the weight of the moment heavy in the air. As we reach the boardroom, I catch sight of Emily standing by the door, a reassuring smile on her face. She gives me a nod, a silent affirmation that we're in this together. Inside, the boardroom is a grand affair with a long mahogany table surrounded by high-backed leather chairs. The members of the board sit in a semicircle, their expressions ranging from curious to skeptical. At the head of the table is Thomas Weaver, the CEO of Megatech Industries, a man known for his sharp mind and no-nonsense attitude. "Mr. Harrison," Weaver begins, gesturing for me to take the floor. "You've requested this meeting to present evidence of misconduct within our company. Please proceed." I step forward, placing the folder on the table and opening it to reveal the documents inside. My voice is steady as I begin, the gravity of the situation lending me strength. "Thank you, Mr. Weaver, and thank you all for your time. What I'm about to present is evidence of unethical practices carried out by Michael Lawson, vice president of our company." I see a ripple of surprise pass through the board members, some exchanging glances while others lean forward, intrigued. Over the past few months, Mr. Lawson has been involved in leaking confidential company information to our competitors, embezzling funds, and covering up these activities with falsified reports. I hand out copies of the documents to each board member, allowing them to see for themselves. Emily stands by my side, ready to back me up with her first-hand knowledge from HR. Weaver's eyes narrow as he scans the documents. "These are serious allegations, Mr. Harrison. What proof do you have to substantiate these claims?" I take a deep breath, ready to deliver the final blow. We have email correspondence between Mr. Lawson and external parties, detailing the exchange of sensitive information. We have financial statements showing discrepancies that match with the embezzled funds. And we have testimonies from employees who have witnessed these activities. Emily steps forward, her voice confident and clear. I've been part of the HR team for several years, and I can confirm that complaints about Mr. Lawson's behavior have been consistent. However, they were often dismissed or covered up due to his position. The boardroom falls silent as everyone absorbs the weight of our words. It's a tense moment, the air thick with expectation and disbelief. I can see the wheels turning in Weaver's mind as he processes the implications. Finally, he speaks, his tone decisive. This requires immediate investigation. We cannot allow such activities to tarnish the reputation of megatech industries. A murmur of agreement ripples through the board members, some nodding their heads while others whisper to each other. Thank you for bringing this to our attention, Mr. Harrison, Ms. Chen, Weaver continues, his gaze shifting between us. Rest assured, we will get to the bottom of this. As the meeting adjourns, I feel a sense of relief wash over me. The burden of carrying this secret is finally lifted, and the wheels of justice are set in motion. Emily and I exchange a glance, a silent acknowledgement of the battle we've fought and the victory we've achieved. As the board members file out of the room, I linger for a moment, savoring the feeling of having done the right thing. But just as I'm about to leave, Weaver calls me back. Mr. Harrison, he says, his expression thoughtful. A word, please. I nod, approaching the head of the table where he stands, his eyes sharp and assessing. You've shown great courage in bringing this matter to light, he says, his tone appreciative. But I must ask, what drove you to pursue this so relentlessly? It's not often that employees take such a personal risk for the sake of the company. His question catches me off guard, but I know the answer in my heart. It's not just about the company, Mr. Weaver. It's about integrity and doing what's right. Michael Lawson not only betrayed this company but also hurt me personally. This was about justice. Weaver nods, a faint smile tugging at the corners of his mouth. Integrity is a rare quality these days, Mr. Harrison. I admire your resolve. Keep it up, and you'll go far. With those words of encouragement, I leave the boardroom, my heart lighter and my resolve stronger than ever. Later that evening, as I sit at my kitchen table, my phone buzzes with a message from Emily. Emily, great job today. You were amazing. Drinks on me this Friday. A smile breaks across my face as I type a quick reply. Me, absolutely. Wouldn't have done it without you. The response is instant. Emily, teamwork makes the dream work. I chuckle at her enthusiasm, grateful for the unexpected friendship that has emerged from this ordeal. The past few weeks have been a whirlwind of emotions, but now, with the specter of betrayal behind me and a promising future ahead, I finally feel at peace. As I sip my coffee, my mind drifts back to the events of the day. Exposing Michael Lawson was just the beginning, the journey to rebuild my life and career continues. But with allies like Emily and the support of colleagues like David, I know I'm not alone. A new chapter awaits, filled with challenges and opportunities. And this time, I'm ready to face whatever comes my way with strength, integrity, and the unwavering belief that justice will prevail. The days following the board meeting pass in a blur of anticipation and uncertainty. The investigation into Michael Lawson's misconduct is in full swing, and the tension at Megatech Industries is palpable. Employees whisper in hushed tones, speculating about the outcome and the fate of those involved. I focus on my work, determined to keep my head down and let the process unfold. The support from Emily and David keeps me grounded, reminding me that I'm not alone in this fight. One afternoon, as I'm engrossed in a project, my phone buzzes with a message from David. David, meet me in the break room. Need to talk. I frown, curiosity piqued, and make my way to the break room, wondering what's on his mind. When I arrive, I find him leaning against the counter, a serious expression on his face. "Jake," he greets me, his tone grave. "We need to talk about something important." "What's going on?" I ask, feeling a twinge of apprehension. David hesitates for a moment before speaking. "There's been a development in the investigation. Michael Lawson is trying to shift the blame onto you, claiming you were involved in the leaks." His words hit me like a cold wave, the shock and anger mingling into a potent mix of disbelief. "What? That's ridiculous. Why would I ever do that?" I know it sounds absurd, but he's desperate. He's trying to save himself by throwing you under the bus. I run a hand through my hair, frustration boiling beneath the surface. This is insane. I have nothing to hide, and all the evidence points to him. David nods, his expression sympathetic. "I believe you, Jake. But you need to be prepared for a fight. We'll back you up, but you should be ready to defend yourself." "Thanks, David. I won't let him get away with this," I reply, steeling myself for the battle ahead. The revelation adds a new layer of complexity to the situation, a reminder that the path to justice is never straightforward. But I refuse to let fear or intimidation deter me from the truth. Michael Lawson may try to manipulate the narrative, but I know that facts and integrity will prevail. As I leave the break room, determination courses through my veins, fueling my resolve to stand firm in the face of adversity. The fight isn't over yet, but I'm ready to confront whatever lies ahead. In this tangled web of deceit and betrayal, I've learned the importance of allies, the strength of resilience, and the power of standing up for what's right. With Emily and David by my side, I'm confident that justice will be served, and the truth will emerge victorious. The days turn into weeks as the investigation continues, each moment a test of patience and endurance. Michael's attempts to shift the blame only serve to strengthen my resolve, igniting a fire within me that refuses to be extinguished. Finally, the day of reckoning arrives, a meeting called by the board to address the findings of the investigation. The air is thick with anticipation as I step into the boardroom, my heart pounding with a mix of nerves and determination. The room is filled with familiar faces, board members, colleagues, and key witnesses. Michael Lawson sits at the end of the table, his expression a mask of defiance and desperation. Thomas Weaver opens the meeting, his voice steady and authoritative. "Thank you all for being here today. After a thorough investigation, we've gathered enough evidence to make a decision regarding the allegations against Mr. Lawson." The tension in the room is palpable, everyone waiting with bated breath for the outcome. I glance at Emily, who sits beside me, her presence a comforting reminder that I'm not alone in this fight. Weaver continues, his gaze unwavering. "The evidence presented by Mr. Harrison and Ms. Chen has been reviewed and corroborated. It is clear that Mr. Lawson engaged in unethical practices, including leaking confidential information and embezzling funds." A murmur of shock ripples through the room, the confirmation of Michael's guilt reverberating like a seismic wave. Furthermore, Weaver adds, his tone firm, any attempts to shift blame onto Mr. Harrison have been proven unfounded. "We commend Mr. Harrison for his courage and integrity in bringing this matter to light." Relief washes over me like a tidal wave, the weight of uncertainty finally lifting from my shoulders. The truth has prevailed, and justice is within reach. Michael Lawson's face pales, his facade of confidence crumbling under the weight of the truth. His attempts to manipulate the situation have failed, leaving him exposed and vulnerable. As the meeting concludes, Weaver turns to me, his expression one of gratitude and respect. "Thank you, Jake, for your dedication to this company and your unwavering commitment to justice. We're grateful to have you on our team." I nod, a sense of pride swelling within me. It's been a long and arduous journey, but the fight has been worth it. As I leave the boardroom, surrounded by supportive colleagues and newfound allies, I realize that this chapter of my life has come to a triumphant close. The road ahead is filled with promise and potential, a testament to the power of resilience and the triumph of truth. With the shadows of the past behind me, I step forward into a future filled with hope, ready to embrace whatever comes next with courage and determination. The journey may have been fraught with challenges, but in the end, justice has prevailed, and I've emerged stronger than ever before. The day after the board's decision to fire Michael Lawson, I'm back in my office at Megatech Industries, wrapping up the loose ends of this exhausting ordeal. The news of Michael's downfall spreads through the office like wildfire, and the atmosphere is buzzing with relief and anticipation for the company's future without him. I feel a sense of closure as I pack up the remaining files related to the investigation, ready to move forward. But something gnaws at me, a lingering unease that I can't quite put my finger on. It's as if I've only scratched the surface of a deeper truth. My phone buzzes on the desk, interrupting my thoughts. It's Emily, and her text is cryptic and urgent. Emily, we need to talk. Meet me at the park. Now. The message stirs a sense of unease within me. Emily and I have become close allies through this ordeal, but there's something in her tone that makes me wary. I grab my jacket and head out, the office abuzz with speculation about what will come next for the company. As I make my way to the park, my mind races with possibilities. What could be so urgent that she needs to talk to me in person? When I arrive at the park, Emily is already there, pacing nervously near the fountain where Laura and I had our final conversation. Her usual calm demeanor is replaced by an anxious energy, and I know something significant is about to unfold. Emily, I say, approaching her. What's going on? She stops pacing and looks at me, her eyes filled with a mixture of determination and fear. Jake, there's something I need to tell you. It's about Laura. My heart skips a beat at the mention of her name. I've tried to put Laura behind me, to sever the ties that once bound us, but here it is again, resurfacing like an unwelcome ghost. What about her? I ask, my voice guarded. Emily takes a deep breath, as if steeling herself for what's to come. I didn't tell you everything during the investigation. There's more to this than you know. A knot tightens in my stomach, and I brace myself for whatever bombshell she's about to drop. Laura was part of it, Emily confesses, her voice barely above a whisper. She was working with Michael, feeding him the information he needed. The world tilts beneath my feet, and I feel as if I've been punched in the gut. I stare at Emily, disbelief washing over me like a tidal wave. What? That's impossible. Why would she do that? I don't know all the reasons, but it was her idea, Emily continues, her eyes pleading for understanding. She manipulated Michael, used him to gain access to the information. When she found out you were coming here, she panicked. She wanted out, but Michael was in too deep. My mind reels with the implications, struggling to process this new betrayal. Laura, the woman I thought I knew so well, was the mastermind behind it all. It's a revelation that shatters whatever remnants of trust one had left. Emily reaches out, her expression filled with sympathy. Jake, I'm so sorry. I wanted to tell you sooner, but I had to make sure I had the facts straight. Why? I ask, my voice raw with anger and hurt. Why didn't you tell me earlier? Because I wanted to protect you, Emily admits, her eyes brimming with sincerity. And I needed to make sure we had enough evidence to bring her down. I didn't want you getting hurt more than you already were. The words hang heavy between us, and I feel the weight of the betrayal pressing down on me. I've been played, used as a pawn in Laura's game of deception. It's a bitter pill to swallow, and the taste of it is acrid and vile. I need to see her, I say finally, my voice steady despite the turmoil inside me. I need to hear it from her own mouth. I find myself standing in front of Laura's apartment, a place that was once a sanctuary but now feels like a fortress of lies. The door swings open, revealing Laura on the other side, her face a mask of surprise and guilt. "Jake," she breathes, her eyes wide with shock. "What are you doing here?" "I know everything," I say, cutting straight to the heart of the matter. "About you and Michael. About how you used him to steal company secrets." The color drains from her face, and she stumbles back, her facade crumbling under the weight of the truth. "Jake, please, let me explain." "Explain?" I echo, my voice rising with anger. "You lied to me, manipulated everyone, and ruined lives for what? Money? Power?" Tears spill down her cheeks as she struggles to find the words. "It wasn't supposed to be like this. I thought I could control it, but it got out of hand. Michael was supposed to be a means to an end, but he became obsessed." I shake my head, the anger burning hot and unforgiving. "You used me, Laura. You used my trust and love to further your own agenda. How could you do this?" She reaches out, desperation in her eyes. "I didn't mean for it to hurt you. I was trying to protect us, to make a better life for us." "Protect us?" I laugh bitterly, stepping back from her grasp. "You destroyed us, Laura. Whatever we had is gone, and I can't forgive you for that." Her shoulders slump, defeat written across her features. "Jake, please." But her pleas fall on deaf ears. I turn away, the finality of our separation settling over me like a cold shroud. "We're done, Laura," I say, my voice steady and resolute. "I never want to see you again." As I walk away, the weight of betrayal lifts, replaced by a newfound clarity. The woman I once loved is a stranger, a manipulator who chose ambition over loyalty. The ties that once bound us are severed, and I leave her behind, determined to carve out a new path free from the shadows of deceit. The days pass in a blur, each one a step further from the wreckage of my past. Megatech begins to rebuild, the company stronger and more united in the wake of the scandal. Emily and I remain steadfast allies, our bond forged in the fires of truth and justice. One evening, as I sit in my apartment, a sense of peace settles over me. The journey has been fraught with challenges, but I've emerged on the other side, wiser and more resilient. A knock on the door interrupts my thoughts, and I open it to find Emily standing there, a smile on her face. "I thought you could use some company," she says, holding up a bottle of wine. I chuckle, stepping aside to let her in. "You always know how to brighten a day." As we sit together, talking and laughing, I realize that new beginnings are possible, even after the darkest of times. Trust can be rebuilt, and friendships can flourish amidst adversity. The past may be a painful memory, but the future holds promise and hope. And in this moment, surrounded by genuine friendship and the strength of newfound freedom, I know that I've truly moved on from the shadows of deceit. The final chapter of this story is written, and as the ink dries, I look forward to the unwritten pages that lie ahead. A future of integrity, of resilience, and of unwavering truth. For though deception may have scarred me, it has also taught me the value of honesty and the power of standing up for what is right. And that, in the end, is the greatest victory of all.